Welcome back. Now, I've been waiting for this all day because you might associate Brazil with football and sunny beaches, but today the United Nations has given special protected status to a different side of its rich culture. Capoeira, a Brazilian martial art form combining dance, is being honoured by UNESCO, the UN's cultural arm. It was originally created by African slaves on Brazilian plantations as a way of keeping their fighting skills, disguising them as exercise and as dance. Well, now it is practiced in more than 160 countries right around the world. And I'm absolutely delighted to say that with us is Silvia Barazielli and Marcos dos Santos from the London School of Capoeira. It was the first of its kind here in the UK, and it was established back in 1988. We'll come to that in a moment, but protected status, first of all, you must be delighted.
That's great.
I think that's great. Is the recognition that I think all capoeiristas were waiting for, coming from Brazil, and making sure that, you know, all the hard work through the years is there, established and kept.
We'll see pictures of the dance in a moment, and you're going to do a bit of it later, but just tell me, because it's such an interesting mix. I mean, what is it? Is it principally dance? Is it principally martial arts?
We call it a game of capoeira. So you play an intelligent game through movement. So it's imagine like a game of chess through movement. So you throw a turning kick and the opponent dodge the movement by doing an evasive movement, and then it develops into a game. It is a martial art, but it's done to music.
We're seeing it there on the screen. So just explain briefly, in terms of what we're seeing, what are they trying to do here?
Right, they're playing the berimbau that we're going to demonstrate soon, and they playing the game of capoeira within a circle. So they have a very limited space in which to take. This group is quite acrobatic, and so basically they playing a quite fast game.
And so it's extraordinary because it's on their feet, on their hands, sometimes I've seen on their heads.
That's right. So you use turning kicks, you use floor movements, you use aerial movements, you know, and they're more performing for the camera, so that's they trying to impress with acrobatic movements as well.
Now, we saw that in the pictures, and you've got them here, these extraordinary instruments. Just tell me a little about them, and is it part of it all, integral to it?
That's right. This is the symbol of capoeira, the berimbau. So it sets the tempo. It tells the player when to start and when to finish the game.
Oh, okay.
And it's a one-string instrument, and it's an African instrument that were taken to Brazil. And today is the symbol of capoeira.
And just play it for me so I can hear the sound of it.
Okay. Just
Well, they look unique and they sound unique. Just tell me, I mentioned some of the history in the introduction about the plantations and the slaves. Just tell me a little more about that.
Oh, capoeira was a fight of resistance. So it was developed as a, you know, to fight the overseers. So when they were kept as in colonial times in slave quarters, they were preparing themselves to flee slavery. So they preparing their bodies. They preparing something that was to the Portuguese overseers. They didn't know what it was, so they were preparing themselves to disguising the fight within the dance.
Marcos, now you've been doing this school, as I said, since 1988. I mean, what sort of people come? Are they intrigued? Are they surprised? Do they know what they're going to get? How long does it take to learn?
It's one thing because we have all this different background from people. People never have done capoeira before. They never seen capoeira before. They come like a regular classes. They come 3-4 times a week. That's quite amazing to the way they respond about it. They never seen capoeira before. It's
children,
great.
adults,
Children,
women,
adults.
Men, all backgrounds, all shapes and
how
sizes.
long does it take? I mean, we saw those people there, and you're going to show us. I mean, how long do you have to do it before you can get? I mean, it's extraordinary acrobatic.
1 week.
It depends how much you put into it. It's like anything that you dedicate yourself. Some people take, you know, it's very
and
easy.
It's really taken off, hasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. We have taken capoeira from London all the way to Dundee in Scotland. Now we don't need to go anymore because there are groups there that are practicing it. So it's all over, really.
Well, it's absolutely fascinating. As I was saying earlier, you're going to demonstrate, so I'll let you just make your way across the studio, get in place, because you're going to give us a demonstration as we close the programme. And I'm glad that I can't join you. My back is slightly out of sorts, but you're going to take us out of the programme. Thanks very much for watching Global Today. We'll be back at the same time on Monday. You can get in touch at any stage on my Twitter address, @AmRodiwalla BBC. So here we go. We're out of time. Take it away.
Hello there. Certainly looks as though we're going to continue to see some stormy weather affecting Western Europe over the next 24 to 36 hours as low pressure remains the dominant feature, piling